All right, so WikiHow, how to react
All
when your
right.
teenager is wearing diapers. Now, this is definitely a real problem for me. Of course, I'm not a parent myself, but I have friends that are teenagers. I myself am a teenager for another year or so. So it's very important to me to know what to do when something like this happens. So I just, I'm really glad that that WikiHow offers this kind of information. Normally I know we kind of just go look at these articles to make fun of them, but this is definitely like a real social issue that that's going on. So
Yeah, this is
um,
definitely one of my biggest fears, of course.
yeah, I'm just really glad we're kind of raising awareness for what to do and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah,
definitely
it's a real thing.
it's
It
definitely
happens a lot.
a pervasive fear, yeah, in modern day America. So catching your teenager wearing diapers or in possession of them can be very confusing. I'd say that's true.
I think one of those is more confusing than the other. Honestly, one of those you can let slide.
I think either of them are confusing, but yeah, one of them. Well, unless they have like a child, obviously, or something like that. But however, staying calm and reacting properly is very important, as doing the wrong thing can be traumatic for your child. Now,
Traumatic for your child.
yeah,
Traumatic for the adult finding out.
yeah, but no, like that description does make it like, oh, it's like you don't want to cause any trauma to your child. It's like no, but they're like almost an adult, so that's weird.
Yeah.
Part one, having a discussion. Yeah, they're writing something down on the picture. Okay, I see. Write out your feelings in a letter. It can be shocking to discover your teen is wearing diapers. However, it's important to remain calm and address the situation from a place of love and support. It can be helpful to write out your feelings in a letter ahead of time to seeing them wearing diapers, or
Anticipating the unexpected, basically.
it's like you walk in, it's like, oh, I have this letter actually, so this is perfect that I already wrote it out.
I wrote out a speech just in case.
So you do not confront your teen when you're still emotional and confused. And there's a
Yes,
citation
the adult
there,
is
which
here.
interesting.
The adult here is the confused one.
Yeah, no. Okay. Write a letter you do not intend to send. Try to get your initial reaction out of the page. Include all raw emotions, including negative feelings like anger, fear, and frustration.
Record it and put it on YouTube as a react video.
I want to know like what they're like writing down. It's like, oh, I'm so afraid. I'm so fearful. Anger. It's important to let those feelings out so they do not crop up in conversation. You want your teen to feel safe and supported when you talk. Once you are done, set the letter aside for a few hours. Try to do something to get your mind off the situation. Watch television, read, go for a walk. Then read the letter to revisit your emotions briefly. Remember, this letter is to allow you to process feelings. Talking to your teenager about wearing diapers can be an intimidating experience. You want to make sure your initial reaction is released in some manner before confronting your teen. After reading your letter, destroy it and move on. God, how do you move on from that, though? Jeez.
I know, jeez. I don't need like a week to process that.
Yeah, I know. It's like, well, I see. I feel like realistically, what I would do is just be like, well, I'm like, there's nothing to say, right? I mean, I don't like.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're already doing it, so I mean, can't really stop you, I guess.
It's like, well, like I don't want to get more involved in the situation. Like, I think it'd be better
Yeah.
for me to pretend that I didn't see this, and better for you
It's like,
too. So.
okay, let's just pretend neither of us saw this. Weren't here, okay? We went to do what we were doing.
I feel like
Just close the door.
that's what would actually happen in this situation. But yeah, I guess I just never thought about how I would react in such a situation before. But WikiHow's really branching that out
like-
for me. Yeah.
The fishes are pretty good.
Yeah, the son looks like very shamed, which I mean, fair point. And
the dad is speaking from the heart, as shown by his hands
Right.
touching his heart.
I'm like starting to wonder, and I think this is like a fair inquiry. Is this whole like diaper thing like out of practicality or out of like some weird like fetish or something? Because I feel
If
like
it's practicality, then fair enough, I guess.
right.
But
It's
if
like
it's
at
the
that point it's just like,
alternative,
yeah,
it's a bit hard to
'cause-
talk about openly.
Yeah, I guess either way, like I wouldn't probably address it, but
Yeah,
if it
yeah.
is like the former, it's like okay, then don't turn it into like this big of a fucking deal. I don't know, it's interesting. Okay,
Just
speak
don't
from the
record
heart.
it and put it on YouTube, please. There's enough people like that.
God.
Cringe playlists full of it, son. Please. Okay. When confronting your teen about his or her diaper use, try to approach them from a place of love. Speaking from your heart means going into the conversation with the right motives and intentions. Remember, you are talking to your teen because you are concerned. Try to leave judgment and other assumptions behind. Begin the conversation from a place of love. Say something like, I'm bringing this up because I love you, and I'm concerned with these choices.
Oh my
They wanted to
god.
shoot someone. I'm doing this for your own good, son.
Like it almost seems like they copied and pasted this from like what to do when your teenager's doing drugs or something. It's like, oh, I think you're just going down the wrong path, making some bad choices. But like again, like the diaper thing, I feel like is either out of necessity or out of some weird like fetish or something. So I wouldn't. I don't understand.
Yeah, well, it's like with drugs, it's like, yeah, you might want to intervene, but with this, it's just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like, oh, wow, that's...
You do you. It's okay.
It's
like, I'm not going to get involved.
Just keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
Plus, like, why do you find out they're wearing diapers, too? You just, like, see, but, like, you just, like, go in a room and they just have, like, Pampers everywhere?
I just imagine they walk in on it. They change, like, oh!
Yeah.
Try to put love first throughout the conversation. When having a difficult conversation about any topic, it can be tempted to try and win. That is, you may feel tempted to try and convince your teen that your way of thinking and acting is proper. However, having a difficult conversation is not about winning. It's about finding a solution that's mutually beneficial to all involved. If you find yourself feeling judgmental or frustrated during the conversation, try to think to yourself, I am having this conversation because I love and care about my child. Beep boop.
My imperfect child.
It's like something thought you're telling yourself to keep yourself from running away. I'm having this conversation because I love my child.
Like,
I think.
Oh god. I don't know why I do. I don't know if I can anymore. Things change.
My waning love and affection.
Oh my god. I don't know. I just don't understand where this is going or like why this is an article. But anyways,
it's like, son, I saw the diapers, and I thought that maybe you had a child, and you just weren't going to tell me. I wasn't fine with that. This, however, is scaring me.
I'm not fine with this. Honestly, I wish you would just shit in a towel like everyone else.
Why can't you just be normal, your sister?
Go to WikiHow, they have some advice. Okay, teenagers are notoriously difficult when it comes to opening up. Oh, sorry, the title is Create a Safe Space for Dialogue. Wearing a diaper is an embarrassing issue, and your teen may be wary to discuss the situation with you. Try to create a safe, open space for dialogue that allows your teen to be honest with you. But, like, again, I feel like if they don't want to talk about it, just leave it, you know?
Yeah, just be like, okay, that's fine, you do you.
I mean, it's really not fine, but...
It's whatever, it's fine. Spend your own money on it. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. People tend to feel safe when working towards a mutual purpose. If your teen feels like he or she is being lectured or scolded, he or she will be less likely to open up. Try to make it clear that you're seeking to understand your teen's perspective to help him or her with any issues, medical or otherwise.
I'm trying to understand, but I really can't. I'm just saying, son. Help me out here.
Mutual respect also helps foster a safe space. Try to be as non-judgmental as possible during the situation. Make it clear to your teen that despite your concerns, you still respect him or her as a person. I don't know how. Avoid judgmental phrasing and practice active listening. Nod and maintain eye contact to show you're paying attention. What a freaking uncomfortable conversation too. Like you just like nodding. Yeah. Reiterate what your teen said when he or she finishes talking and clarify that he or she is being heard or understood. It's like, oh yeah, I see. You like to wear diapers because I'm not even gonna speculate. Not worth it. Not worth any possible joke I could come up with.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm trying to figure out what this picture is.
The next one?
Yeah, I'm not...
Oh man,
I'm just looking at it. So, there's like a picture of a guy with his eyes closed, like, looks like he's saying like the Pledge of Allegiance or something.
The Pledge of Pampers.
I was saying, like, I feel like if, like the human race was ever like eradicated or something, and like, aliens from like another planet came, like WikiHow art would be like the cave paintings, like this is what they have to go off
history books years from now.
Yeah, it's like here's an ancient drawing of man conflicted about his diaper use or something. This is what they'll think.
It was a very trying time back then.
One of the great social issues of the generation.
Okay, number 4. Try to step into your teenager's shoes and their diapers. Although it may be hard, try to imagine what your teenager is experiencing and why. Do not speculate as to why he or she is wearing diapers. Rather, try to imagine how you would feel being confronted about a potentially embarrassing problem. Listen to what your teen says and try to understand, regardless of your teen's reasoning. Make a conscious effort to put yourself in your teen's shoes. Empathy is key to effectively coping with a difficult issue.
Oh my god. I just looked at the next picture.
Oh no. Oh
Oh
god.
boy.
Woo, okay, so it's definitely not a practicality thing. Okay.
Yeah, because like I guess maybe it could be either because like they said earlier, like if it's like a medical thing or otherwise, or like don't speculate about the reason. But like I feel like that's all I would speculate about actually is like why is this
Yeah.
happening? Like
Once
once
it's
you know
out there.
why, it's like well, there's nothing really to talk about other than that. So like, yep, this behavior is strange, and you are strange, and you are my son. So there you go. These things happen. Exploring possible causes. Part 2. So I guess now is where we speculate. Learn about paraphilic infantism, which if I had to guess, infantilism, which if I had to guess from the Latin roots or whatever, would be like enjoy. See, I'm not even quite sure. I feel like it's like pedophilia, but not. So let's look into this. Okay, paraphilic infantilism is a rare sexual disorder in which an individual derives sexual pleasure from being treated like an infant. If your son or daughter claims to be interested in diapers in a sexual fashion, make an effort to learn about this disorder. Why though? Like, why do you want to make an effort to learn about this in particular?
It feels like something that's like, well, it's already in progress, so
Yeah, like
guess
what are you
they'll
hoping to do by like? Yeah, it's interesting.
it's not getting too involved, really. It's like, oh, okay, that's a thing. All right. Well,
It's like, oh, like, yeah, look up your son or daughter's fetishes. Like, no, actually, I probably wouldn't Google that, but, you know, people with paraphilic infantism enjoy role-playing as an infant. In addition to diaper wearing, this may include nursing. Oh, okay. Oh, wet nursing. Yeah, so I guess that'd be an obvious giveaway.
the nurse coming into your house.
Being fed with the
Like,
bottle.
oh, we don't have a child. Okay, sure.
Talking
Walks away.
like a baby, being spanked, and playing with baby toys. Okay. Well, the disorder is
Yep.
mentioned in the DSM. Oh, it is mentioned. Okay,
Really?
studies on the subject
Wow.
are still limited. While usually sexual in nature, many people who wear diapers and engage in role playing as an infant do not associate the behavior with sexual pleasure. They may simply feel compelled to behave like an infant. What? I feel like that's like a Freudian thing, right? Like I feel like
Might-
that's something
might be.
that he would
like
say.
something
Like,
like accept the reality of being an adult, more or less, like that review.
yeah, but I feel like there's also other ages that like aren't just like like it's not like you're either an adult or you're like a baby. I guess maybe I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but yeah, I guess it's just like that's their extreme. Like, 'cause I know like some people will do like toddler stuff as well.
Okay, maybe you know more of this than I do. I'm fairly new to this. It's really just being introduced to it now.
Oh, it's a wonderful, wacky world.
I know, I feel like I'm just-
exploration.
I know, like
Quite a
after
rabbit hole.
after I discovered last year about like the whole like the Elsa Spider-Man stuff on YouTube, and now I'm discovering this, and I'm just
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this world. Maybe I should go back to being an infant. I have an idea. Okay. For the majority of people, paraphilic infantism has relatively little effect on day-to-day life. Many people with that disease, the disorder, whatever, hold down stable jobs, have healthy sexual relationships, really, and are relatively stable and well-adjusted, really.
Healthy seems odd. I don't know. Not even like insult sort of way. Is that the right word though?
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's a healthy relationship where one of them is the caretaker and one of them is the adult baby. I have to say, like, as odd as it is, I have seen like a video on Facebook or something like that someone shared about like I really definitely didn't watch it all the way through, but
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah, I've
those,
come
like,
across the odd video dealing with
Yeah,
this. It's
yeah,
definitely it's something you shouldn't film on YouTube. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I'd say. In rare cases, paraphilic infantism is associated with other disorders like depression and anxiety. Thoughts of suicide sort of attempts may occur with patients exhibiting paraphilic infantilism. Man, there's citations for all of these, which is interesting. Is it just me, or are the characters in these photos wearing glasses or not wearing glasses? It could go
looks
either way.
Like maybe. Yeah. Yeah, that is some odd marking. It's like they could not finish the top part of the glasses.
Well, even for like the one on the right, she has like kind of the I don't know, whatever parts of the glasses that connect to the ears, but the one on the left
frame?
doesn't. Yeah, the frame. Yeah. Like,
Oh yeah.
she has like most of the frame intact, just not the top of it, which I guess like is a possible thing maybe. But yeah, the guy like he looks like his glasses are just like just hanging on his nose, but again, just like the bottom parts of the glasses. So
Number 2, ask about bedwetting. Another reason
put that
your
on a
teen
t-shirt,
may be
you know.
like- Yeah. That's like when you go to a store, it's like, ask me about our discounts.
Yeah, ask me about bedwetting.
Another reason your teen may be wearing diapers is bedwetting. Your teen may be embarrassed to discuss issues of incontinence with you. However, if your teen is having issues with bladder control overnight, it's important you evaluate the case or the cause. Introduce the topic of bedwetting carefully to your teen. Say something like, "I know this might be embarrassing to discuss for me, but I want to make sure you're okay physically. Can you talk to me about the bathroom issues you've been having?"
It's like, oh well, no, it's not the bathroom issues, it's the bed issues.
Yeah.
Man, what are these pictures anymore?
This one's definitely bizarre.
Yeah, I feel like I'm seeing some stuff.
I feel like the guy in the bottom right's the guy who just walked in on his teen wearing a diaper. It's like, oh god, I'm going to have to go to WikiHuh for this.
Honestly, I think any of those three pictures could be,
Actually, yeah, you're
they're
right.
all different stages of of grief, basically.
There's the first one's a confrontation, the second one is wrapping his head around it, and the third one is failing to wrap his head around it.
Yeah, I'd say so. What's your signs of depression and anxiety? As a paraphilic infantism is bedwetting are both occasionally a sign of an underlying mental illness. You should watch for signs of depression and anxiety in your teen. Depression and anxiety may manifest in your teen in the following ways: feelings of sadness, worthlessness, or helplessness, change in eating habits. I guess I vaguely understand where this is related, but I don't know.
Yeah,
not.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's
I can't
not.
get the connection there. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
At least, in regards to this.
Yeah, I would say yeah, no, I don't. That doesn't make sense. Okay. If you think your teen may need a therapist, you can find a therapist by going through your insurance. Okay. You should be able to find... Okay, so it's just, information about that. So I'm not...
4. See a doctor for medical evaluation. Bedwetting often has a medical cause. In teens, hormones can cause bedwetting. Small bladders and certain genetic disorders may also be to blame for teenage incontinence. If your teen has been having trouble bedwetting... wait, would that be good? Is that trouble bedwetting?
Oh, yeah. It's like, he's not wetting the bed enough. What can I do?
Take him to the doctor for physical and any other tests the doctor may think are necessary.
Okay, good.
I'm surprised that one was so short, to be honest. I feel like they could have really run with that one.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still left with more questions than answers, so not sure.
Well, maybe the community will ask the questions for us.
Unfortunately, not really. I mean, there's only 2 questions. Yeah. To be fair, this is a very new article as far as I can tell, so... yeah, so... Is this a common problem? More common than you think. I started wearing them around age 12, and thankfully it was never common with my parents. Oh, okay, so that's who wrote the article. Got it.
Okay. I was wondering why he said the more common than you think. It's like, well, how did he know? It's like, oh, he's a little biased then. Okay.
Okay, yeah. You have some inside information, I see.
That comes off to me as someone trying to justify it to themselves secretly. No, it happens. Right. A lot of people do it. There are dozens of us. Dozens.
Yeah. If I had been caught, I would have been mortified and may have even considered running away or hurting myself to the shame. I really think the best thing to do in this situation, if your teen is doing his or her best to keep this private, is to leave it alone. I like leave it alone, as it is a private thing. If he or she is under the impression that they can adopt this as a lifestyle and show it off, I would have a discussion with them, validating their feelings while also setting down clear boundaries for public and private activities. Yeah, sure. Can I see a doctor for this issue? It depends on if your teen is consistently bedwetting and/or shows any signs in the list. Okay. So, I think the article wasn't quite as funny as I thought, but it was still pretty strange.
Yeah, that was definitely a bizarre little trip.